I go to my honey. Ooh, it smell like dope. I gotta have it fresh, so I go to the safe store.
Saturday afternoon.
Yep, and we back rocking red. Hey y'all. Ooh, y'all finna get a real raw one. Look, I'm watching the Redskin game. It's a Saturday. We don't never. I don't think we ever did one on a Saturday, have we?
I don't think so.
I don't think we
kind
have.
of different.
Yeah. It's a different feel. It's a different vibe. Let's say it's a vibe. It's a vibe. But man, it's a lot going on though. Ooh. I guess we're gonna start off with the obvious elephant in the room.
Yeah.
As I call him, 91 Savage.
91 Savage.
Because I don't know. No, I can multiply like two of the worst felons I know and still not get 91 felons. I'm just gonna say I could take like an uncle who got 7 and like T.I. who got like 8. And still not beat 91 felons. That is as if you were a lifetime criminal, that's something to be achieved because anybody else would have been locked up for 91 felons. You don't get 91 chances at nothing. Like, so that's
I know you have your opinion on this, and I have mine. I mean, mine is simply that this is all bullshit, and that this is contrived, and it's a political charge witch hunt, and I think that's obvious. I know you don't like Trump, so like we'll never argue that. You may be happy about this. I don't know. I mean, I think it's completely effed up what's happening. I think it's scary for anybody in America if this can happen to him. Who do you think's next?
Anybody who's guilty. Anybody who's guilty. That's who next. Anybody who's guilty. Like you don't get charged that much. Like, bro, like I've had one DNA test. One time I've been like, I don't know if I'm the daddy, but I got like four biological daughters. Like, you know what you do when you do. Like, but federal charges, my brother did Fed time. Let me tell you about federal time. It is day for day, and they don't miss. They don't come at you unless they got something. So I don't know if people believe it or not, but you believe it. Well, I don't know. You saw the mugshot. I'm just telling you that's a mugshot for federal charges. We talking about the government.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I know what the conviction rate is when they charge you federally with anything. They don't do that without
without
being
just
guaranteed
cause.
To win. That's a good point. However, I think this is an unprecedented thing that we have never seen before. We've never seen
definitely that.
A president be attacked this way, a former president.
I see the president attacked worse than this, but Obama got attacked worse than this, but wasn't nothing to find. So they just kept it moving. Like they keep it moving when ain't nothing to find. They attack just about every president like this now. I think every president gets attacked like this. That's why Hunter Biden is actually a subject matter because they attack every president with the same energy because everybody is a troll these days.
Well, I do think that this has opened up this one thing this has allowed me to look back at is to say, well, if he did this, then we should have gotten. And it's not just Democrats. We should have gotten Hillary on some stuff. We should have gotten the Bushes on some stuff. All the presidents that I can think of in my lifetime probably have done things along the lines of what some of the things along the lines of what Trump has done or as bad, or they would deserve the same energy. So I think this if we're going to do this, we have to look back and say, well, there's other people in the past who in other words, the system itself is broken. That's what I'm getting at mostly more than anything. I think I'm an anti-establishment person at this point. I think the whole system's broken. I think Republicans are just as bad as Democrats in doing some of the same things. I don't think there's much of a party line anymore. I think there's establishment and people that are bought and paid for, and then there's people who stand against that and stand with the American people. And that's really what I feel like Trump has done. I know you may not agree with that, but I think at some point you'll have to. It's going to become clear.
I don't think anything with Trump will ever be clear. I don't think Trump supporters realize that. Like that's why his whole it is what it is for him. Nothing's ever going to be clear. But like you say, looking back, like I could try to like dig my daddy up or like go get his ashes and like try to put them back together and charge him for the child support I didn't get when I was little, but I probably ain't gonna get that turnout. So looking back on presidents who actually made it before social media, and you got to realize no other president had a direct contact with the public till Trump, because all other presidents just gave their Twitter account to a aide. Nah, he put his person on the front line like this. And because he lived on that front line, he get what frontline people get. You get shot. And you can't get mad at somebody who stepped on the front line and then got shot because he got what he was looking for. Because all you have to do is, I mean, the stuff he's getting charged with is normal stuff. I mean, don't try to like pay for poom poom on your taxes. You can't do that. You can pay for the poom poom, but you can't put it on your taxes and act like it ain't poom poom. We know what paid for poom poom look like. And you can't and you, since you are president, you can't take documents home and then when we come get them, try to hold some more. And then when you lose elections, you can't get mad about it and call people and say, hey, let's steal it. You just can't do those things. These are the charges we talking about. I mean, this is simple stuff we can all agree upon. I'm pretty sure if you ask anybody from the 3rd grade on up, they're going to give you the same answer because we all taught the same history book. We know what should be done. But the problem is social media. The problem is the opinion of public opinion. Like that right there is a issue now. Because we have these phones, we have this knowledge, we can Google it, we can search it, we can find out. When they say it's public records, guess what? It don't take us going to the library no more. It's bloom, 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 and then I can share it. So that's why this is unprecedented. That's why it's happening, because his old ways hadn't caught up to the technology, and the technology just showed him, hey, how you doing? You old, you a dinosaur. I'm about to put this new age butt whooping on you with federal charges, and they come with handcuffs. They come for day, and we don't miss. So get your team right. And the sad thing about it is, his team's sad too. They like Poe Giuliani. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. I really do. I was watching. Man, you ever watch like movies from the 90s? Giuliani was all in the movies, and he was the dude. He was in, you know. He started the whole chant. What movie that was? Let him play. Let him play. Man, Giuliani's in movies, and he was the dude. When he had hair before the roast juice started sliding down his face, he was the dude, you know. Oh, he was in hotels playing with himself, and he fell off hard. I seen the video. Yeah.
Is that him? No. I remember there was a rumor about him saying something weird, or was it him or somebody else? I don't know.
No, this is interesting. It was like a prank. It was a prank, and I don't know if he thought it was real or not. It was a prank. It was supposed to be an underage girl, and Giuliani went in harder than they thought. Like it was like, whoa, we was pranking you, but if this was real, you'd be getting charged, bro. But he was like, I knew it was a prank, but that wasn't prank movement. It was petty movement. It was petty movement.
So you like Giuliani? You feel bad for Giuliani?
I don't like him. I don't like him. But I don't like Trump. It doesn't mean I don't have compassion for somebody going through some mess. Like,
so you do understand that what's going on with Trump is wrong.
Like Trump is Slim Thug, bro. He got a RICO charge. Feel for Slim Thug. Ain't nothing worse than somebody bringing up old shit. I'm telling you right now. So anybody who going to court and you got that, they bringing up old. I mean, it's what it is. Like, ain't nothing worse than somebody bringing up something from your past. But when they got charges and the statute of limitation had run out and it say RICO, I feel for you, bro, because it's a bunch of snitching finna go on, because it's not just you on trial, it's you and your boys. When he say RICO, it's you and your clique. Like, y'all, you finna see snitching at its highest right now, because it's federal charges, and you got a broke lawyer in the bunch. Let me say this to y'all one more time. You got a broke lawyer in the bunch. He already ain't got no morals. This dude made RICO. Like, he literally made RICO. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, his whole career is Rico. So he knows it in and out. So he know how to snitch better than anybody ever. Giuliani is teetered to be the biggest snitch known in America ever right now. And I'm just waiting on it. It's just like the Beyonce album when she leaves Jay-Z. I am waiting on it. That stuff's gonna be it's gonna be fire. I ain't saying I want to marry the end. I'm just saying when she leave him, that album gonna be fire, boy. Woo.
Buddy, do you see that coming?
Bro,
I think it's inevitable.
Saw that coming from day one. I predicted, I don't know how long ago I've been saying this. I'm telling you right now, the album that's going to take down Thriller is Beyonce when she leaves Jay-Z. I ain't asking for a marriage. I pray they make it through it. But I'm telling you, if that album ever come to fruition, you going to see Sasha fiercer than fierce ever been. That's going to be fine. She going to be doing voodoo, hoodoo, who knew, and all that in one album. It's gonna be 444 and everything else you thought she could be. It's gonna be everything. She gonna bring back Destiny's Child, Destiny's baby mama, Destiny's baby daddy. All of them gonna be there.
I miss the old. I've always said I miss the old Beyonce. I miss the H-Town girl that grew up here. I never liked what. Yeah, pretty much from the time she got with Jay-Z on, I was like, I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know. And I used to like Jay-Z. I don't know. And there's a point where I don't know.
I tell people like this. I like Jigga. Jay-Z, Jigga, that was the new. Jigga was the, with the rollie in the vest, like Jigga, with the Nike, I'm saying the Nike, the NY fitted, you know what I'm saying? Cock, like that's Jigga. Jay-Z is this over 50-year-old with no gray hair nowhere in his face or hair, got thick, full black hair growing out his head, who been rocking a Caesar for 40 years. All of a sudden, you growing black hair, like, bro, you don't get that horse back his ponytail. Just
hey, I feel the same way. For strangely enough, I feel the same way about T.I. or any other person who does that with your hair. I'm like, bro, you're 40 something, almost 50, and you're trying to grow your hair like the kids.
Bro,
I'm sorry.
It's a few on our page. I ain't gonna name none, but hey, what's up? I see you. I'm just saying, look, Asher rocked that, but Asher would comb his braids out to a fro. I bet you won't see none of them grown people combing out to a fro. You know why? Because a fro got new growth in it. New growth gonna be gray, it's gonna be white, and all that.
You either got to commit to that Cornel West kind of thing, and
see, that's a natural. If Cornel West came to a press conference with cornrows, we would know them was original Cornel West, because they're gonna be salt, pepper, and what he got? He got some paprika up in there, because he got some brown up in there, something. He got some, he got a brother with freckles. That's another thing.
Yeah.
A brother with freckles? Man, come on now. Last time I seen a brother with the freckles, the Celtics won the doggone championship. Yeah, we ain't seen a brother with freckles that was bad since Sinbad. Brothers with freckles do some good things.
Yeah, there's a few out there. What I can't speak on brothers with freckles. I mean, I'm overstepping my boundaries. What am I going to say about that?
You don't know no brothers with freckles that went to Creek?
I do. I'm thinking of people that I know.
Played baseball. Right. Hold on. What's the brother that played baseball? Was it at Creek or Lake? Brother with freckles. He's light-skinned brother. Played tall brother.
Must have been at Lake.
Maybe it was at Lake. I went to too many schools. That's the problem. You shouldn't get kicked out. Kids stay in school. You do the right things. Don't rob the school. Don't rob the school. That's not the thing to do.
Yeah. But hey, real quick, did you watch? I don't know if you're interested in the other people on the Republican side that might run. I saw.
After you hit me, I went on YouTube and I was watching some pretty liberal young white kids be the host of it. So that was really funny, because I actually followed them. I'm not sure what their page was called, but they were streaming it live, and because of copyright, you gotta change it up. So they were doing commentary. And they had, older guy and two younger, but the commentary was pretty dead on point for liberal people. If you're liberal, if you were right winger, like if you would have been like shut the F up forever. Like you'd have told them shut up like a million times. Me, I thought it was pretty funny. But I did watch it. I think your boy did run off. I do think he's full of crap though. I think he's just using talking points. He's got a really a big forehead, and we don't want a big forehead president right now. It's just
He definitely says all of the right things to a certain type of person, which he knows who he's trying to get the support of. But it's almost too polished. Like it's
scary. It's scary. It's like car salesman polish. Like it's like, hold on, you're too good.
You don't know if it could be genuine or but I know for a fact he's very good at selling himself because if you know his background, he's always been successful in everything that he's done, and he's kind of a born leader in that way. So he's going to know what the hell to say, and he's going to run. It was funny watching him run circles around and embarrass Mike Pence and Chris Christie though. Like I started yelling at my TV when they opened their mouths. I was like, shut the up a couple of times.
Them two there.
I'm like, you guys are done. You've had your chance in this, and you didn't do any. You know, nobody wants you in this party anymore leading it. If that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to like remember the placement, but if I remember right, looking at the TV, if you just took from DeSantis and took everybody to that left, you could have just knocked them off the stage. I'm not lying. All them, Chris Christie, everybody to the left, I really didn't see them. The older guy who looked like he could be what the dude he could be, I forget his name. But I don't know him. I was like, who are these people? But I feel like you could have divided at DeSantis, knocked them off the stage. I felt like I forget the only female. I felt like she had a couple good jabs. She did. She had a couple good jabs. I felt like DeSantis need to go sit down somewhere and stop doing new market drugs because something wrong with him. He couldn't. He don't have the charisma. Like
he actually did better than I thought he would, but not by much. He had two big screw ups, I think, and then other times he actually managed to say some things that sounded decent for him. I thought, but it wasn't.
This is the commentary I got, which was hilarious, and I thought it was the most hilarious, and you probably didn't catch it. He never looked at anybody. He was looking at the camera, but he yelled everything. He was yelling. So you're looking at the camera, and the people who was doing commentary I was watching kept saying, "Who are you yelling at?" Because he's looking at the camera yelling. Everybody else, when they said something, they turned to him. Well, let me address your question. Well, let me address you, Mr. Speaker. Not DeSantis. He was looking straight ahead, and if you go back and watch it, he's pretty much yelling the whole time. You ever catch a narcissist in a real good lie? It's kind of that thing.
Yeah,
they got tunnel vision. And they're hypersensitive, and it was kind of like he was hypersensitive, kind of that thing.
So I
didn't think he performed as good as he needed to.
No, but I'm used to him. He seems to have been sliding, so I thought he did reasonably well, but not better than Vivek.
I think Vivek is the name, but I also think Vivek is like at least 4 to 8 years ahead of his time. I don't think he has a record enough to stand in the Republican Party to make it past the primary for another 4 to 8 years. I'd like to see him in 8 years. Like seriously.
That's what a few people said. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to see him in 8 years. To see if because he needs a record, dude, because I just don't trust him. He remind me of somebody that owed me like $7,000.
Christie did make a point. I don't know I'm not saying it was a good point. I thought it was kind of a ridiculous point, but the more I thought about it, there is something to it. He said, he either said it a couple of times or Pence said it as well. He said, he reminds me of Barack Obama. The way Barack Obama kind of came out of nowhere. He was very, smooth and good looking and said all the right things in the same way. And, all this stuff that everybody's like, man, I can't say anything bad about the guy. I don't know much about him, but he seems way better than these old dinosaurs. And everybody was kind of hopeful for him. And I feel like everybody was hopeful for Barack Obama. But the majority of the country was, even if they didn't vote for him, they were like, when he won, they were supporting him and they were hopeful for him. I feel that way. Vivek could have easily been a Democrat. He doesn't strike me as necessarily a Republican.
He doesn't strike me as nobody who's that successful is ever a Democrat. That might sound messed up, but like when you're super successful at business, like eventually this is what my professors used to tell me all the time. Like once you get that successful at business eventually you want to get the government out of your business and you want to hold more money. So you want less taxes. And Republicans pretty much stand on less taxes for the corporate tax, the stuff that make the rich richer. That's what Republicans stand on. Like they might give you a little tax, but that corporate tax break ain't got nothing to do with your little tax. They gave you 2.3 just to get you back from the 8 you've been rocking with while it was a Democrat. But what they gave to the corporation is 30, 40. You know what I'm saying? So well, you paying 30%, now the corporation's now paying 5 or nothing at all. They might even give them subsidies, but they ain't giving you that.
And I think just about every corporation at this point is under a Democrat agenda, either with their shareholders or whatnot. I see more Republicans being small business owners. That's just my observation. And it may have been different. That's the way I see it.
Halliburton?
Yeah, that's not well. No,
I mean, most of these are
especially not Halliburton, because anything related to war. Anything related to war at this point is more of a Democratic thing. That's who keeps us in war.
No. You think about who took us to the last war. Who took us to the last 2 wars?
Well, Bush did back in that one, but now we're in.
I mean, the last Ukraine. 2.
Hey, Bush is the biggest warmonger there is. I'll say that.
Yeah, the name Bush, literally,
in our lifetime,
I looked it up in the dictionary.
More stuff than anybody else.
I looked it up.
I've always known that.
Yeah, I don't think you look up Bush, it say war. It mean war. That's what it means. That's like the Daddy Bush was the first, and then like the next time we went again was Son Bush. Like Bush literally means war. Like look it up in the dictionary. I encourage you.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, but that's what they do.
Supposed
like
to be our local guys that we're supposed to be proud of. But the more that I've gotten older, I've realized that they've done some foul shit, especially the dad back in the days, and the sons know better. And he
you got to go all the way back to the granddaddy. You got to go back to the granddaddy.
Yeah,
guess who built the concentration camps? Yeah, Granddaddy Bush. It goes all the way back. It goes
two
all
sides
the way
of the
back.
same coin. Two sides of the same establishment coin.
And then you let Daddy Bush run the CIA for 30 years, like
right.
And the CIA,
and that's what I'm talking about.
He probably killed Kennedy, like.
Well, exactly. That's one of the things I was.
He probably killed both the Kennedys, like.
Probably, yeah, and more. So
yeah, and then you vice president for 2 terms with Reagan, and then backdoor with your own, and then put your son in for 2 terms. That's a lot of power for one family. And the funny thing about it, anybody, I would encourage you to get it from somebody else. Don't put yourself on the list that I'm on, so you get checked that airplane check out. But go read Behold the Pale White Horse. That book came out in the 90s, and I read it probably in 99, 2000, whenever the twins was living with me. Shoot, I can't remember. 99, 2000, somewhere around now. But I read that book then, and it said everything that happened and stuff that's still happening today. But that dude who wrote the book, dead and gone. Like, as soon as he was out of there. But he was a CIA operative or whatever that, knew and was been in the business and was just breaking it down. But he was also breaking down New World Order and all that stuff now. And the funny thing about it is people talk about Illuminati, but they forget that books like that talks about New World Order, and the ideal of Illuminati is just New World Order. It's exactly what that is. But now it's Illuminati, and now you want to give Jay-Z and Beyonce the credit for being the head of it. And it's just like I don't know if they're a part of it or not, but I do know the game is make Democrats think it's Republicans and make Republicans think it's Democrats. And the problem is everybody knows it's somebody, but whose ideal of who it is so skewed by disinformation, everybody's confused. And everybody knows somebody though.
Yeah, and that's why I've come around more to the idea that it's 2 sides of the same coin, and I can't say it's Democrats, and that I'm, because
I'll sit here and talk to you right now. I'll sit here and talk to you,
and we say kind of some of the same things, and then I'll say, well, but that's Democrats that do that, and you'll say, no, that's Republicans that do that. somehow we're convinced that the other side is doing it. So one of us has got to be wrong, or we might both be right. And I think
we're both right. I think that's why I think Cornel West is so vital to this election, because I'm not saying he's gonna win. I'm just thinking he would be a fresher something than both of them. Because regardless of who the person is, we know there's an agenda behind both of them. And we didn't saw both of them. We both gave them both 4 years. Like, why give either one of them a chance again? Like, I'm not finna vote for no felon. Like, it's some felons in my family. Like, they don't get much leeway because you done already screwed your life up, and I ain't got much left to live. So I'm not gonna let you screw up the rest of mine. Like, so
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, if somehow I wouldn't see how in hell legally Biden could end up being your candidate, but somehow I think that's what's going to happen. No matter who else gets presented, somehow it's going to end up being Biden. How can that be? How can that be just if that is the case? What do we think then?
I can't you don't have a choice.
This is going to have to be your choice.
Yeah, I can't justify. No, I can't justify it right now.
No, I hope not.
I'm leaning Cornel West right now, and I ain't never had a problem saying who I was voting for. But that's where I'm leaving and leaning, and it might split the vote and put Trump back in the White House. But I feel like it needs to be known that there's a third choice, or we don't have to choose between the two old men at the time they first had this battle, just 4 years older in the same. Like, how does this happen? Like, half the country didn't like it with Trump. I think racism and guns and shooting, mass shootings, all that was just out of control. Racism, like racial tension, police brutality, just out of control with Trump. Like, all of that happened on Trump's watch. COVID happened on Trump's watch. It all started there. Biden inherited all that. And then, yes, he calmed that down, but you ain't did nothing about your crack laws. You started these crack laws. You're the reason for mass incarceration. You're the reason folks was getting 25 to life for 3 pieces of doggone crack that ain't more than $60 worth of value on the street.
And we've got videos of his son smoking crack and doing other stuff with hook. Like, we have videos of it.
He weird. I seen that. He weird. Like, he was smoking crack for recreation. Like, who do that?
It's nuts.
Like, who smokes crack in front of a camera for recreation? Like, who makes sure, look, let me adjust the camera, make sure I'm right. You see this crack? Like, who does that, bro? Like, who adjusts the camera to make sure you can see I'm smoking this crack good? Like,
doesn't it feel like 10 years ago we fell into like a different timeline? And it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that the more that I think about that theory, it's like, yeah, something really broke about, I don't know, 2012, 2014, 2016, somewhere in there.
I remind people to go look up the Bush daughters, the son Bush daughters, the cocaine incident with the daughter at college. Yeah, go look that up. So it's not. You have to think about this. These kids are under serious pressure. I don't know what it feels like to be a president's child, but I feel like your life ain't yours for a minute. Like, because you're made to be, you got to do the wave and go up there and smiley face with everybody, and you got to be perfect. So immediately that's pressure. I think that's pressure on any kid. And I'm not excusing crack. I'm not excusing crack. I'm never excusing crack, because I think you could just smoke a joint and you might be all right. but or drink, like, whatever, But if you look at every president children, except for, and even Malia, one of them, had a little incident or something. But every president's child,
with them too.
Yeah, I mean, they act out, they do stuff. If you don't, go watch the what's the show, The Oval on BET Plus. I ain't plugging them, I don't work for them, but I'm just saying, the kids are wild on there. The mom and daddy wild, but the kids are super wild too. Like, that's a certain pressure. Like, none of us could like really identify for that. You just got to feel for them people like that. Like, them kids didn't run for president. They didn't, that's not their aspirations. That's just their mom and dad, and they get thrown in the spotlight and looked at a different way, and their whole life is, microscope. Yeah. And if anybody microscope my teenage years, I'm telling you now, y'all, well, none of y'all cut the camera off right now.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different story. We didn't have to live our lives like that, and anything we talk about is mostly stories. There's like a video or two I have out there of parties that somebody brought a camcorder to in the 90s, and those are cool, but that wasn't common. And yes, they're incriminating. And all these people have grown kids now almost, and we were partying, doing things, and it was on video. But that's neither here nor there. It wasn't everything all the time. Everything's unnatural, first of all, that we're dealing with. Back to what you said about social
10
media.
minutes. Yes.
Back to what you said about social media, Barack Obama had a Twitter. I remember he was the first one, and I remember seeing him tweet. And he tweeted something, and I thought, this is crazy that a president can just go and say something to the world, and it's whatever he wanted to say. Seems like there should be layers between his communication because it's always been that way. That's what I thought. And then you saw Trump take it and just act a fool with it and take it to the level you're talking about, where now it's like trolling is normal.
Yeah.
Talking shit, and any president from here on out can do that because it's been done before. He can get up in the middle of the night and get angry, and I don't know. It's really the way we interact and everything's just insane.
You know what?
So you're right.
I got another red flag. I don't know if anybody remembers this. This was the other red flag that I really didn't like Trump for. Y'all remember when everybody got a text from the president all at once as soon as he won, like a couple days after the election? Trump accidentally sent the whole United States a text.
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember that? Oh boy, somebody put it in the comments what the date, please. He sent the whole United States a text, and it was like an emergency system. And you realize the president could text all of us at once. Yeah, Trump did it.
Shit.
It was probably like a week after, maybe 3-4 days after he won the election. Everybody got a text that said the president something, and they just telling Trump, "This is you can do it." And Trump tested it and fit last, bro. That was my red flag. Like, hey, first of all, I ain't know you could do that, but you so retarded. You like, oh, just hit this button. I just hit this button right here, and it sends the whole United States. Well, let me just see. Now that the one thing it made me realize is he is that dude. Hey, he that retarded. The dude that comes to the party like Cody Funk, that you say you're not supposed to do that, and he says I'm not supposed to do that. That's a decent
comparison in ways. That's decent enough. I'll take that.
Yes, it's a Cody Funk. Rest in peace. Yeah, it's a Cody Funk all the way. Like he's that guy you're scared to tell he can't do something because you know he's gonna do it. Yeah, and that's what scares me about him right now. Like because I think we might have a president with some commissary. Like, I think he's going to get locked up and win.
Speaking of the when I said that we live in clown world or that things are just crazy now, I don't know much about YSL or Gunna or whoever, but when I saw a headline that said Trump hired YSL lawyer and Gunner's lawyer, I go, I don't even follow those guys, but that just sounds great. Like, what world are we living in? But he's doing gangster shit like that, and he's rolling into that mugshot. He did have I'll tell you this, man, he is getting a whole lot more black support as of late very quickly in the last few days, because a lot of people are going, wait a minute.
Yeah, you see the dude I posted,
and they're treating him like the government's treated a lot of black men in the past, and people are like, wait a minute. I see, and that's maybe not your opinion, but that's what I see a lot of. He's quickly gaining support right now.
Algorithm is gonna show you what you want to see. So but I posted the niggas for Trump guy. I thought he was like hysterical, because just like you could be black man for Trump, you chose the word niggas for Trump. Like, so what if Trump says, hey, hey, shout out to like niggas for Trump? What you gonna do then? Like,
I hope he finds a better way to say that if he ever does.
Trump will not. He is Cody Funk. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Donald Trump's the kind of guy that wouldn't walk.
That spirit, like, he just opened the whole can. But the point I want to I got in an argument with a friend of mine. Shout out to Script this week about him being a Trump supporter, but he's a person who just went through a divorce, and he's a truck driver who's feeling the burn and the burn of, truck driving being shut down and not being as good right now. But he was a Trump supporter for the wrong reason. He was a Trump supporter because he sent him 2 stimulus checks. And I was like, you realize that's why we got inflation and we all got high interest rates. Well, maybe you don't because you got no interest rates, but whatever. But this is the reason why everything's high now, is those stimulus checks.
Yeah, I never agreed with that.
PPP loans that y'all were messing over and stealing we're all now paying that back. I know I'm sounding real right-wing and Republican right now, but it is what it is.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you.
Bro, like, we're all paying it back for the people who got stimulus checks. I think I got one that everybody got, but I didn't get everyone because I got child support. I got other stuff. Like, certain things don't allow me to get stimulus checks. I don't know.
I thought it was a bad idea. I thought it was a bad idea to begin with. I knew I can see down the road further than a couple of weeks. Unlike half the country, it seems like, who was happy about that. I'm like, this is going to put us permanently behind for years and years to come. And you're happy because you got $1,300. This sucks. I mean, I don't know. That's just the way I saw it.
Yeah. I'm not mad at the new couch it brought, though. I'm not.
Well, that was the point of it. That was the point of it, to put it back into the, put it back into the economy. That's what it was for, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And that's, I mean, and like I say, I get it. But if you're looking for another handout, and that's the reason why you vote for a president, oh man, I'm not. I don't. That's like, bro, come on now. Like, we all grown, man. You able-bodied. Get out there and grind. If you can't grind, then just go ahead and live at your tax bracket. Like, if you can't.
YG said that because, YG made that F Donald Trump song a long time ago.
One of my favorite songs with Nipsey. Yeah, I like this song. One of my favorite songs.
But he got interviewed the other day, and he didn't say that he changed his opinion, but he and maybe he did or didn't, but he said a lot of the guys in his neighborhood did. And then when they asked why, he said because Trump gave him money. And I'm like, shaking my head, I'm like, that can't be the reason for any of us to give anybody our vote,
worst.
Bro.
That's the worst reason.
It's got to be bigger than that. We got to get past that.
That's like, it's pimping at a high level, right? Like, you just brought my vote. Like,
for anybody who does it.
Yeah, that's pimp. You getting pimped. Oh, shout out to look. I've been rocking it all weekend. Shout out to PSK. We're doing the H-Town State of Mind right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to PSK. I preached on earlier, and I was rocking the bucket hat. So I guess I'm getting on my white out for Labor Day. But my wife said she don't believe in that. She said nobody believe in that. I don't know if they do or not, but I wear white when it feels right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't live by those rules, man. We need to do another one with we need to do an album one where we just talk about music, or like half an episode or something like that.
Yeah, I was rocking my Beatles today, man. I don't know. I was humming some Beatles while I was on the phone doing a little side hustle. And I realized, I need to listen to some Beatles. So I pulled out the #1 hits of the Beatles and realized I had a whole Beatles poster in there. And I just hung that up in the studio. So I've been rocking my Beatles this week. What you been jamming? We got like 2 minutes left.
Man, not really any music. No, I have actually. I pulled this out. And this was actually something that I bought sealed, and I did not. I thought about not even opening it, but I'm glad I did.
Ooh,
this is an original, so I was the first one to play it. Man, this whole thing jams. I love.
Dude, every song from beginning to end.
When we get off, I'm putting on Fugitive. That's my jam right now. The first one on the second side. Y'all might not have heard that one.
Friends or One Love or
those are the kind of common ones.
Any of them, dude. Like, they just like the 808 slap on them, the track slap, the cadence, the style, and man, could nobody rock a leather brim like your boy. That boy.
I wouldn't even want to, because if I'm looking, I'm like, man, like boy over here, his eyes are a little too blue. This would be a weird look today.
I think it's green though. I don't think it's blue. It's probably more green than blue, but nah. But that was the 80s, bro. You coming off? Hey, remember the person who made NWA, Dr. Dre, came from the Wrecking Crew.
He was dressed just like this.
He was looking just like that. He had on glitter, and he was taking a pose with the stuff. But yeah, man. Hey, we in the last minute. Hey, we're gonna do a music one. So y'all check for the vinyl edition of Rockin' Red when we start doing the vinyl and just digging through the crates. Maybe we'll just
go back and forth a little bit. Yeah, because I've got a wide variety of music here. I'd like to see how much we overlap. We probably got some of the same stuff, but probably a lot of different stuff too. So.
Oh yeah, I like to keep it funky. You got to keep it. I mix it up. I got everything. I got a crate with nothing but like. It's probably racist, but I got to put all my funky white boys in one crate, and I got there's some stuff in there.
Check that one out. I have zero country music except for maybe one album. I got Johnny Cash, if that's even country.
I got some Johnny Cash. I got Hank Williams, boy. I got some country for you,
You got
boy.
more country than
play.
I go with my honey. It smell like trouble.